wants a foul.
Dan wants it all.
Hey, what's up everybody? I am Maxwell Faulkner and welcome into Are You Kidding Me? Here on a Real Fucking Sports Podcast. Are you kidding me? Dan Hurley? Best fucking coach in the sport, huh? In case we all missed the University of Connecticut's head coach scream at a referee for not getting the call he wanted, here's that video. Check it out.
Dan Hurley wants a foul.
Dan wants it all.
So, Dan Hurley not only believes he's the best fucking coach in the sport of basketball, but he thinks that the refs shouldn't walk away from him screaming in their face when he didn't like a call the ref made. So, Dan Hurley, the ref should have just stood there and let you spit in his face from your anger tantrum because, once again, you believe you are the best fucking coach in the sport, right? This is all I have to say to this cocky ass coach. The best coach in the game doesn't have to tell the world he's the best coach in the game. The best coach in the game allows his wins and championships to do the talking. You know, this doesn't just go out to Coach Hurley, just so we're all clear. This goes out to any coach or any athlete who believes they are the best. Dan Hurley, did 10-time championship winning coach John Wooden ever say he was the best coach in the fucking game? No, he did not. He mentored his players to be the best they can be on the court and off the court. Hey LeBron, did Michael Jordan ever claim himself to be the king of basketball? Nope. And he never said he was the best either. His unique style of play and his 6 for 6 NBA Finals championships was enough said. So Dan Hurley, since you think you are the best fucking coach in the sport, you think you are better than Coach K of Duke, who had 5 national championships. You think you're better than Coach Rupp of Kentucky, who had 4 national championships. How about staying at UConn? Apparently you're better than Coach Jim Calhoun, who had 3 championships. Oh, and once again, I'll bring him up a lot today. Apparently you think you're better than John Wooden, who had 10 national championships at UCLA. Oh, and since you said in the sport of basketball, apparently that means basketball in general, right? Do you honestly believe you are better than Coach Phil Jackson, who won 11 NBA championships during a time where the NBA was actually basketball and not an individualized, I'm getting mine mentality-based game? Now, hold on. I know some of you are coming at me and saying, oh, well, no, he meant in the game right now. He's the best coach in the game right now. So Dan Hurley, you think you're better than 2-time national champion Bill Self of Kansas, who also has 832 career wins? How about Rick Pitino, who ran your conference this year in the Big East, who also won 2 national championships and has 6 Final Four appearances, along with 885 career wins? I guess this is up to debate, but I'll take the guys who have over 500 more wins than Dan Hurley. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying Dan Hurley is a bad coach. I actually think he's a very good coach with great recruiting skills. He's a 2-time back-to-back national champion, with his first coming in 2023 when they were a 4 seed. Pretty good. They won again in 2024 when they were a 1 seed and beat, sadly, my Purdue Boilermakers in the championship game. During those seasons, Dan Hurley, you and your coaching staff recruited senior transfers to build an all-star team. You didn't develop these guys. Examples would be Cam Spencer, a graduate student from Rutgers University who was a lights-out 3-point shooter, shooting 44% from downtown and also shot 91% from the free throw line. How about Tristan Newton, who played 3 seasons at East Carolina before transferring to UConn, then was a super senior during the 2024 championship? How about Hassan Diarra, who transferred from Texas A&M to win 2 championships and even played as a super senior this season? So, great coaching or great recruiting in the transfer portal at one of the top basketball schools in the nation? Sounds like you might have some extra cash in your pocket to go to the transfer portal and pay for them. Well, my Purdue Boilermakers had sophomores Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer going up against 5th-year seniors in the championship game. Now, I'll make this clear and say that it's not his fault the NCAA started to allow players to transfer all over the place to make more money in their college years. He only took advantage of what he was allowed to do. I personally believe college basketball is starting to look like the NBA, where players decide to be traded to wherever they want to make more money rather than focusing on improving the team they are with. But that's the way it goes, I guess, and sadly for these small-time schools, the Cinderella teams, you are a shit out of luck when facing a high-payrolled school like UConn who can pay for any players they want to in the transfer portal. Anyway, recently, UConn just lost in this year's March Madness in the 2nd round to Florida. But I will say, it was a great game to watch. Florida won 77-75. UConn's 13-game winning streak in the tournament has finally come to a close, and if you are rooting for your favorite team that isn't UConn, I'm sure we are all very pleased to see there will be a new champion this year. After the game, usually great coaches will take the loss like a champ and not blame anyone for their faults on the loss. Dan Hurley, on the other hand, of course blamed the refs and even shouted it out while heading to the locker room. Check out this video.
I hope they don't do that to you, man. I hope they don't do that to you, man.
For people in the sports world who don't understand what a prima donna is in the sport of basketball, you probably thought this was passion spewing out of Dan Hurley. For the people who actually understand the game of basketball, this is called being a sore loser. Coach Hurley probably has some narcissistic traits to him, considering he felt it wasn't his fault they lost. But let's go over the facts from the game. Dan Hurley, maybe you lost because Walter Clayton Jr. of Florida put up 15 points in the second half to have 23 total points.
Same play.
Dribble handoff.
Yep, same play. And then the roll. Nice help by McNeely. Clayton. Downtown hit.
Or maybe it was when one of your players forgot to box out Florida's guard, Elijah Martin, during a free throw as he slammed it home.
Certainly it appears thus far that Florida has done that.
Missed them both. Again, they don't come up. Gets in for the big finish.
Or maybe it was when you told your players to flop on the floor like LeBron James being caught by a fisherman on the wharf. Oh, no, wait, I meant dolphin on the wharf. No, nah, LeBron James makes sense. Dan Hurley, again, I'm not saying you're a bad coach. You're actually a very good coach, but with a cocky-ass attitude. You see, there's a difference between cocky people and confident people. Cocky people, such as yourself, Dan Hurley, have to let the world know that you are so good at what you do. Like LeBron James saying he's the king of basketball, or in your case, Dan Hurley, don't turn your back on me. I'm the best fucking coach in the sport. Confident people, on the other hand, don't have to say they are the best. They let their play or skills do the talking and allow the people watching to decide for themselves. Dan Hurley, you are a 2-time national champion, which I know is very exciting for the University of Connecticut and the players you coached. I think the next trait you can learn to upgrade your coaching style would be to create confident basketball players not cocky ass players who will be mouthing off in the NBA once they get there. Since they learned it from you, considering you mouth off and curse at the refs every single game. Once again, best coach in the sport? How about you read some books from 10-time national champion John Wooden and learn about modesty? In the words of John Wooden, talent is God-given. Be humble. Fame is man-given. Be grateful. Conceit is self-given. Be careful. Be careful, Dan Hurley. Your conceited attitude might come back to bite your cocky ass one day.
Dan Hurley wants a foul.
Dan wants it all.